Oh, you'll probably see, if you go through my second book, certainly, there's several pictures in there where I've got the Realtree clothing on, the causeway fish, and sonning as well. There's little bits and bobs where I was wearing the Realtree clothing at sonning. But I think in the end it just got so many people were wearing it, you know, so like you sort of mix it up a little bit, don't you? But well, I remember the first time I saw the Realtree clothing, and it was my dad. He's well into his shooting, you know. He goes out, he used to go out a lot, well, still does now, with Terry Doe. And yeah, he turned up and it was this stuff, the thin clothing, like lightweight stuff, you know, and you could put it over the top of whatever you were wearing. And I just thought, oh, that looks carpy, right, you know. And I think this is like the wetlands pattern. They've done several patterns, haven't they, since? But it was the original pattern. That was the first one that I saw. And so yeah, like you do, I pinched 2 or 3 bits off of Dad, sort of thing. They just went missing out of Dad's collection, and I was wearing them on the bank. And the first time, as far as I know, in the coarse world, it may well have appeared in trout or sort of one of the other types of fishing, you know. But in the coarse world, it was angling times, and I've got the date there, and it's July 14th, 1999. And yeah, it appeared on the front cover, and I've got a double page spread in the middle, and I've got one of Dad's tops on. But unbeknown to us, it took off, didn't it? You know, everyone started wearing it. And I also remember myself, Lee Jackson. Jacko, he's a Realtree pioneer, mate, you know. Before any of the tackle companies had got hold of Realtree, Lee was already stocking it in the tackle box. But yeah, myself, Nick and Lee, we actually went to the Realtree factory. It's like a treasure trove, that place, I tell you, like, you know. With Paul Napton, who I don't know if he runs it now, but he was the main man then. He gave me a flask, which I still use today. Like, so what, 20 plus years ago, you know, and every winter that's my flask still. In fact, I'm not sure if it was that same day that we went to the factory. If not, we had a separate visit, but I remember we went out on a boat trip. The Realtree crew took us out boat fishing, and that was definitely me, Nick and Lee, so it was probably the same, on the same day. But yeah, we went out bass fishing. I can remember it quite clearly because I threw up. Like, you know, I've not done a lot of sea fishing. Dad has done a bit of sea fishing. He even gave me the, what are they called, sea legs, sea dogs or something, like, but these tablets which are meant to stop you from being sick. And Dad had said to me, he said, now whatever you do, he said, just don't take your eyes off the horizon. And I smoked back then, like, you know, and I can always remember he upped anchor, the skipper, and took us to a new spot. And I went into the cabin to roll a smoke, and just that length of time that it took to roll myself a smoke, by the time I'd finished it, I didn't want it anymore. It was one of them, like, you know, and I remember I put it in my pocket. I'll tell you what happened. When we'd upped anchor, we were using Joey mackerel, like, as bait. And the skipper said, all right, we're moving now. So like, I've lent my rod up against the boat, and the mackerel was on the floor. And when I've come out, after rolling that smoke, which I didn't want anymore, I've come out, picked my rod up, and unbeknownst, Lee had trod on me mackerel. And the boat's moving, you know, and we were all over the place, and you're like, you know, and as I picked the rod up and all that, this mackerel with all its guts hanging out, sort of almost swang into my face. Always remember, and that was it. That was the final, that was it. The rod went down and off the side of the boat. But yeah, I threw up, and then we were all right. We carried on bass fishing, like, you know. I think me and Nick caught a couple. I always remember as well, me and Nick side by side, like, you know, and we've never fished for bass, like, never used mackerel, but we're well accustomed to using sort of live baits, but not this size, you know. So the tip's going, it's going like that, you know, it's deep and all. I remember saying, it's fucking deep in it, like, do you know what I mean? And, but yeah, the tip's wobbling and all that. I said, well, what's the bite? And he said, I don't know, like, you know, but yeah, it nodded and just went over. It's more the movement of the boat, you know, it's almost like your snag. But yeah, we got my first bass, and I think we caught a couple each. It was a great day out. But I still remember when we came back in, and we got off the boat, I can always remember Lee saying to me, I don't know about that, did you? He said, I think I'd rather be in me bivvy. I always remember it.